Many soccer fans will be drinking alcohol and watching the World Cup in heat. Doing that is risky. Add AP News as your preferred source to see more of our stories on Google. Add AP News on Google. Add AP News as your preferred source to see more of our stories on Google. Share Los Angeles at. It was early morning on a recent Saturday and the Greyhound Bar and Grill in Los Angeles was abuzz with soccer fans clapping, hooting and hollering. Their eyes were glued to the TV screens, tables littered with beer, pints and pitchers and other boozy libations. Paris Saint-Germain and Arsenal were facing off in the Champions League final, and by 9:20 a.m., less than a half hour into the game, the patrons inside this crowded bar had already purchased $1,300 in alcohol. "It's just a better vibe when you're a little buzzed," said Madeline Guillen, 28, who was drinking a mimosa with friends. "That's a big thing about sports. I think sports and drinking go hand in hand." Fans watched the Champions League final soccer match between Paris Saint-Germain and Arsenal in Budapest, Hungary, May 30, 2026. AP photo/Rudolf Albert. File fans watched the Champions League final soccer match between Paris Saint-Germain and Arsenal in Budapest, Hungary, May 30, 2026. AP photo/Rudolf Albert. File. Add AP News on Google. Add AP News as your preferred source to see more of our stories on Google. Share Facebook. Copy link. Copied print. Email X. LinkedIn, Blue Sky, Flipboard, Pinterest, Reddit. Read more. Drinking alcohol while watching sports is common in many countries, and millions of soccer fans will be doing so this summer during the FIFA World Cup games in Mexico, Canada and the United States. But imbibing boozy drinks during what could be a sizzling June and July has some experts worried. They say mixing alcohol with extreme heat poses extra risks, especially people drinking excessively who may not be hydrating enough, staying cool, or have underlying health conditions. Here's what to know about the science of extreme heat and drinking alcohol, plus tips from experts if you're going to be drinking while watching soccer on a hot summer's day. When summer, sports and booze collide, Venezuelan fans take photos of their beers before a Copa America quarterfinal soccer match between Venezuela and Canada, July 5, 2024, in Arlington, Texas. AP photo/Julio Cortez. File. Venezuelan fans take photos of their beers before a Copa America quarterfinal soccer match between Venezuela and Canada, July 5, 2024, in Arlington, Texas. AP photo/Julio Cortez. File. Add AP News on Google. Add AP News as your preferred source to see more of our stories on Google. Share Facebook. Copy link. Copied print. Email X. LinkedIn, Blue Sky, Flipboard, Pinterest, Reddit. Read more. Climate change caused by burning coal, oil and gas is making heat deadlier worldwide, especially in the summer, and that's raising worries about soccer players and fans suffering heat stress during the games. Heat also influences how people drink alcohol and whether they end up in the hospital. Various studies from around the world show that drinking alcohol peaks in the summer, and that people living in hotter climates are more likely to binge drink, according to a study from Mexico. There's also sometimes a hedonic effect where people drink to ease the discomfort of feeling hot, said Nathan Morris, assistant professor in thermoregulation at the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs. "We drink alcohol, we feel good, and so it masks that normal drive to do something to cool yourself down, which can lead to heat stress." This article is part of AP's Be Well coverage, focusing on wellness, fitness, diet, and mental health. Read more. Be well. Maybe we stay out in the heat longer. Maybe we drink less cold water. Maybe we're less likely to use a fan or seek an air-conditioned space, he added. "I think that might be where we're seeing more of the strain on the body." Read more. International research has also established links between heavy drinking and sports spectators. One paper from Australia found that participants self-reported consuming an average of 5 drinks in just over 2 hours while watching Australian football games. In a 2023 study, researchers found that higher temperatures resulted in more alcohol-related hospital visits in New York State. Heat and alcohol, a risky mix. Heat exhaustion happens when your body loses too much water and salt from excessive sweating. When the body can no longer cool itself, Heat stroke occurs, which can cause confusion, loss of consciousness, and even death. Heat combined with humidity, the kind of weather in host cities like Miami, Houston, and Monterrey, Mexico, makes it harder for sweat to evaporate to cool the body. Alcohol primarily affects the central nervous system, your body's master processing center responsible for your thoughts, feelings, and movements. It can cause headaches, vomiting, dizziness, a loss of coordination and balance. It also makes you pee more. Men with face painted in the colors on the England flag chant slogans and drink beers at Breitscheidplatz before the start of the final match between Spain and England at the Euro 2024 soccer tournament in Berlin, Germany, July 14, 2024. AP photo/Ariel Shallot, file. Men with face painted in the colors on the England flag chant slogans and drink beers at Breitscheidplatz before the start of the final match between Spain and England at the Euro 2024 soccer tournament in Berlin, Germany, July 14, 2024. AP photo/Ariel Shallot, file. Add AP News on Google. Add AP News as your preferred source to see more of our stories on Google. Share Facebook, copy link, copied print, email, X, LinkedIn, Bluesky, Flipboard, Pinterest, Reddit. Read more. When you combine fluid loss from sweating on a hot day with increased urination from drinking alcohol, it can lead to dehydration, which can make you feel the effects of drinking faster, according to the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism. Additionally, studies show drinking on a hot day makes it less likely you'll wear sunscreen, and that alcohol reduces the amount of heat exposure needed to get sunburnt. If you put together hot weather summer crowd during the World Cup, people are sweating more, so they're losing liquids from their body, said Dr. Lorenzo Leggio, physician and scientist with the National Institutes of Health. On top of that, you drink excessive amount of alcohol that is leading you to more urination. When high temperatures are combined with drinking, it can have a synergistic effect that can cause symptoms including thirst, headaches, and dizziness, he said. Fabiano Amorim, associate professor at the University of New Mexico, has studied the effects of alcohol in hot environments among construction workers. He and other researchers found that if workers drank the night before, health markers including blood pressure, core and skin temperatures, and heart rate were elevated, and their urine and sweat production were lower at work the next day. Alcohol on the previous night affects your ability to deal with heat and stresses your kidneys, putting you in a higher risk of heat-related illness, he said. Although World Cup fans won't be physically exerting themselves like construction workers, their findings still apply, Amorim said. Spectators could be in crowded places with limited airflow or exposed to the sun for hours. People are going to accumulate days of drinking, he said. They want to have fun. They come from one game to the other. They watch games, etc. It means there is a cumulative effect from one day to the other. The elderly, people with alcohol disorders, heart conditions, and other chronic health issues are among the most vulnerable. Tips for drinking safely when it's sizzling. Now, a soccer fan with nails painted with a Brazil flag holds a beer while watching the team's World Cup match against Serbia on a screen set up in the Rosenhof-Fadler in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Nov. 24, 2022. AP photo/Bruner Prado, file. A soccer fan with nails painted with a Brazil flag holds a beer while watching the team's World Cup match against Serbia on a screen set up in the Rosenhof-Fadler in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Nov. 24, 2022. AP photo/Bruner Prado, file. Add AP News on Google. Add AP News as your preferred source to see more of our stories on Google. Share Facebook, copy link, copied print, email, X, LinkedIn, Bluesky, Flipboard, Pinterest, Reddit. Read more. The best way to mitigate risks is to not drink at all, said Leggio. But if you're going to eat a meal before, drink plenty of water, pick drinks with low concentrations of alcohol, and imbibe in moderation. Before taking your first sip, Morris suggests taking regular precautions such as putting on a hat and sunscreen and ensuring you have other cold, non-alcoholic beverages at hand. Also, have a friend with you who can jump into action if you start feeling unwell. Buddy systems are always really important with heat stress, he said. Amorim recommends seeking shade, which can reduce heat stress on the human body between 25% and 35% throughout the day and can be 20°F to 45°F 11°C to 25°C cooler than surfaces without it. He echoed to drink plenty of water and apply some on your skin to help cool you off. Eating cold slushies and popsicles are a good idea too. Legio suggests being aware of early signals from your body. Feeling dizzy, feeling a little confused, having blurred vision, not being able to see well in your surrounding, he said. And if you do feel any of these symptoms, ask for help right away. Medical staff will be stationed throughout the stadiums and at fan festivals. A bartender clears bottles of Budweiser beer from the bar near a replica of the FIFA World Cup trophy at an official U.S. soccer fan party at the Budweiser World Club in Doha, Qatar. 2022. AP photo/Ashley Landis. File: a bartender clears bottles of Budweiser beer from the bar near a replica of the FIFA World Cup trophy at an official U.S. soccer fan party at the Budweiser World Club in Doha, Qatar. 2022. AP photo/Ashley Landis. File: add AP News on Google. Add AP News as your preferred source to see more of our stories on Google. Share Facebook, copy link, copied, print, email, X, LinkedIn, Blue Sky, Flipboard, Pinterest, Reddit. Read more. Back at the bar in Los Angeles, Daniel Tran, 41, was calming his nerves with a cold beer Saturday morning while rooting for Arsenal. He plans to attend several World Cup games and fan festivals in LA. If it's a really hot day, I'll try to either hydrate the night before, make sure I get electrolytes, and also maybe not drink as much, he said, adding, pace yourself. There will be 104 games, after all. The Associated Press receives support from the Walton Family Foundation for coverage of water and environmental policy. The AP is solely responsible for all content. For all of AP's environmental coverage, visit https://news.com/hub/climate and environment